speaker for the morning. It's Tim Oberhelman. Do you all know Tim? How many of you are here from Olathe South? You taught in Olathe South first, right?
I'm not at South anymore. I'm at Northwest now.
Okay, good. All right. So here we have Tim Oberhelman. He is a college now adjunct assistant professor, meaning he is an adjunct assistant professor in our department, Horticultural Sciences. He's now with the Olathe Northwest High School. Tim has been a science teacher for 24 years. Tim has been teaching AP Environmental Science for 13 years and Horticulture for the last 5 years. Tim has a bachelor's in Horticultural Sciences from Kansas State University. Tim received the KSU Award for Environmental Education 2009 and the Bridging the Gap Award for Sustainability Education 2011. Tim is currently in his 4th year as adjunct professor for Johnson County Community College Horticultural Sciences. So welcome, Tim. So Tim is going to talk about green collar jobs, okay?
What I'm basically talking about today is going to be for the business people that are here today. What I want to do is, last year I was listening to some people talk about our enrollments kind of going down a little bit at K-State. And so I opened my big mouth from the back row and said, well, why don't we call it green collar jobs and get more people involved? And Lekha said, well, why don't you talk about that next year? So I put together a short little, there's only about 9 slides in the PowerPoint, and it's what we do, and I wanted to show the industry people what we are doing at Olathe Northwest, at Olathe North, at Olathe East, and Olathe South. This is my principal right there, Dr. Gwen Poss, and she got us connected with these tower gardens because what we're doing in our greenhouses is something we'll get to here in a second. This is my College Now kids that went out to the KSU Research Center, and they helped them clean up the high tunnels and clean up some other stuff. And I think it was about the first time that some of these kids had ever, been on a farm, because they're all like Cedar Creek kids. These are, they're lucky. These are the kids that are in my College Now class. They're all enrolled in College Now up here for credit. And that's kind of our group picture. This led us into the kids put together a Facebook. So we have a Raven Facebook. If you ever want to see what we're up to, you can come on there, and I think it's called Like Us, or I'm not real sure, but be a friend. What we did is, our farm, where my father lives, we do no-till soybean farming. The guy right next door uses the same variety, but he does conventional till. So we went out and collected 1,000 plants from each field, and I had my freshmen, we needed to do a data collection lab, so I made the freshmen measure every one of those plants, count all the bean pods per plant, count the beans per pod, and then weigh everything. And they put together a graph, and this was a grade they had to do. And then yesterday we found out that K-State has a Willie and the Beanstalk competition. They have 47 days to put together a product and then grow the beans, and then whoever grows the largest biomass wins the contest. They all get a t-shirt. So I showed my freshmen this, since they are experts at beans now. And 30-some kids signed up within an hour, and I got a call from K-State wanting to know what the heck's going on, and I said, well, I threatened them, so that's why they're doing it. So, they're getting all kinds of horticultural stuff, information, I should say. We have these tower gardens now, and if there's any restaurateurs here or anybody that knows some chefs, it's another piece of what we teach in horticulture to get fresh food or locavore. Is what we're really, trying to get kids to understand, and that there's a lot of money to be made in fresh food. These are some of the students' favorite topics that we've gone over just so far, and these kids have done, I think, a pretty remarkable job of telling the rest of Olathe Northwest what's going on. At Olathe South, I averaged 160 students a day, per year, or 160 a day that I had to deal with. I just got the job at Olathe Northwest that last May, and I only had 30 kids in horticulture. I'm going to show you just a little 2-minute video of what happened. Before we showed this video, we didn't have a lot of kids signed up for horticulture next year. Now there's 144 signed up for horticulture for next fall, plus about 62 for AP Environmental Science. What I'm here about is this. If you're in the business, I really want to make a connection with everybody that's in the industry. And I want to put together a horticulture fair at Olathe Northwest and invite all the Olathe schools and their parents and their students to meet you guys. And you can all be in one room and talk to the parents about why they should study horticulture, where the money is, what the requirements that they have to get these jobs. You know, we saw a lot of stuff this morning about all the billions of dollars that are out there. Lekha put together a link, and we were looking online in class the other day. The greenhouse manager position is $68,000. And so a lot of kids kind of perked up when they saw that. We were going through all the different things. So if you're in the business, I really want to connect with you guys and set this thing up and kind of help build our numbers up. So 2 more minutes and I'll be done. And can you these are some real talented students we have that put this little thing together. So there's some goofiness in it, so bear with me.
Horticulture is a new and improved science credit here at Olathe Northwest. Mr. Oberhelman introduces a new direction to this class.
The reason I took horticulture is just because I thought it would be a lot of fun, and it turns out it's one of my favorite classes.
I took this class because as opposed to sciences that have to do with math and a lot of writing, I prefer to do like physical activities.
So the plants that we get to grow, I'm actually growing 2 basil right now, cherry tomatoes and cucumbers.
To come out here and just kind of let go. And my favorite plants to take care of, I like trimming the salad bar, I like growing wheatgrass and making money off the wheatgrass plots.
Horticulture students explain how they will use their skills in the future.
And just like a garden in my backyard, and just really try and see if I can do it on my own this spring. So that's how I'm going to take like what I did in class and kind of take it home and do my own thing with it.
The turtles that was brought to our class, we have 2 of them, and they just kind of roam around our greenhouse and eat our vegetables that fall, and yeah, they just kind of chill.
Mr. O is a really cool teacher. He's a lot of fun to be around, and he always makes class interesting, and everyone in here is just kind of like one big horticulture family.
And I've really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping to use my skills I've learned in my further life. When I have a house, I can make it look all pretty and have fun doing that. So
It's a really fun class, and I'm going to be taking it in my college years.
I'm majoring in interior design at Arkansas, and part of my major is landscape design, so I think horticulture will help me out a little bit with that.
Dr. Poss got us these tower gardens so that we can start to bring salads into the commons during lunch period. So we'll just wheel these gardens right out to the lunch and have people there with bowls and scissors, maybe bring some different kinds of dressings, and kids can get fresh cut salads every day at lunch.
For O&W Now, this has been Tiaja Holt. Now back to the desk.
So that's what kids can do with technology today. So that's kind of what we're here for, and I wanted to show the adults, the industry people, what we're all doing. All of the Olathe schools are doing some stuff like this, some different directions, but we've got some great kids that could use some jobs and some occupations, so let's get together and make this happen.